Nature or nurture. Sometimes the birth of evil has no rhyme or reason. Its nature is to be evil, and its upbringing can only be nurtured in evil. Hello everyone, and welcome back once again to Cosy Reads. I hope you've all been keeping well. Welcome to part 7 of A Universe Moulded. As the offspring of malice and negativity grows, the universe wanes and contracts in fear of what the future will bring. So let's dive in. Has our lord come back yet? Kedric asked one of the workers in the castle. Not yet. He's still out there in his wife's realm. I'm not too sure why, but he's been there for a while now. He did say he would be gone for a while, but I don't think anyone else realised that it would be this long, the individual responded. It seems he really needs his wife's console on something. I wonder what it could be. Anyway, either way, if anyone can figure it out, our lord can. Oh, and who has our lord put in place to rule while he is away? Kedric asked. He was interested to know who was put in place to rule. He always thought it would have been him that would have been put in place to rule, but this now opened his eyes even more, and he knew that the first one would never let him rule, as he would never let a god like Kedric rule for fear of Kedric becoming too powerful. Yes, this must be the reason, Kedric thought to himself. I'm not too sure who has been put in place, but I know it is someone who the first one holds in high esteem. To be honest though, I would have thought it would have been either you or Miss Chasity that would have been put in place. You two are an unstoppable duo together, and I'm sure you would have done well in leading, the individual responded to Kedric. Anyway, Kedric, while it's been a pleasure speaking to you, I must be on my way, the individual added before getting themselves ready to leave. Kedric gave a smile and short bow to say thanks and goodbye, and the individual did the same, before waving goodbye to Kedric and leaving further into the castle. Even though Kedric was spiralling towards a future where he could get revenge on the first one, news like this still upset him. While he knew the first one and knew that the first one would not let him rule, he thought maybe at a time like this, he would be the first one's first port of call to rule when he was away. But no, even now he could just hear the first one telling him he was not ready. Well, now he would show the first one just how ready he was. As Kedric made his way home, he thought on his family and the responsibility he took in having them. He also thought about his son and the level of change his son will bring. As time went on, the baby of the gods grew along with it. The baby grew quickly, going through stages of life in a matter of years. This pleased the baby's parents as it meant that their plan was coming closer and closer to fruition. Look at how quickly our baby grows. Our baby is growing strong and big. He truly is the change we needed, Chasity explained to Kedric. This is true. Our baby will truly put us gods on top, a place which is rightfully ours, and we will boot the first ones from their position. With the feeling of unease that was brewing, the male first one went to visit his wife to see if he could glean something from her wisdom. My lord, even though I know you are a good leader, and you cannot see your people betraying you, but I implore you to look at this with a wider picture in hand. You have gods who may feel scorned by being passed up on what they believe to be rightfully theirs, the madam of the couple explained while drinking tea. Are you talking about Kedric? I could never see him betraying me. We have a strong bond, and even though he has asked me before of when he can take over the duties of ruler, while I do very much think he could rule, as he is liked by so many, and he already has experience in leading, I just did not think he was ready, but given time, I will be proud to have him take over. Well, that is nice to hear, honey. But we must address the possibility that he may be trying to stage a coup. We need to be careful on how things play out, as I'm sure that if it is him, then he has planned this to a T. The female first one was usually never wrong. Her unique power gave her unique glimpses into the future. While she could not make out everything she saw, she was able to pull out pieces. And one of those was the dethroning of her husband. She just hoped that her husband will take her warning to heart, but only time can tell. As the male first one made his way back to the castle, he thought on his wife's warnings, and while he could not bring himself to think that one of his people could stage a coup, he knew not to ignore his wife's warnings and to heed the possibility. He thought on how he might go about this. From everything that his wife said, he concluded that Kedric could be the one staging a coup. But who was he working with? Kedric might be clever, but he could not come up with a coup by himself. No, there must be another individual he's working with. And the first one decided that he would find out who and get to the bottom of this. And that brings chapter 7 to an end. I hope that you've all been enjoying the series, and I hope that you have enjoyed this chapter as well. With the first ones realizing what might be going on, will he be able to stop the coup before it causes his castle to break? But let me know what you thought of the chapter and what you have been thinking of the series so far. I do enjoy writing this story, as the betrayal and underhandedness make for some interesting concepts. So it's become one of my favourite sort of parts to write. So if you are liking the series, then feel free to tune in next time for part 8 of the Universe Moulded. But until then, I hope you have all sufficiently warmed up and that this story has brought you some level of comfort. I wish you safe travels on the journey of life, and feel free to come back again when you need a new story to warm your day.